the movie tree.
Howdy, howdy, branches, and welcome to a dreamy episode of the Movie Tree Podcast.
Should put a dreamy sound in there.
We're going to step on marshmallow stairs and maggots are going to come out of your skin for some reason. And fingers are going to go chop, 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 chop. Then it's not really a dream, maybe a nightmare.
Possibly.
On some Wood Street, Elm Street.
Birch Street.
Burt.
Oak Road.
Oak. We're going to Oak Road. A nightmare on Oak.
Maple Drive.
A nightmare on Oak Drive.
A bad dream on Oak Drive.
A slightly unsettling dream on Oak Drive. As you can hear, we are doing a Nightmare on Elm Street, the pop culture phenomenon.
Yes.
Of 1984.
Yes.
Fucking huge year. Massive year.
It was a massive year.
You excited? Are you tentative?
Yes.
I am ready for this elm of the street.
You like a quality wood, do you?
Oh, the good quality elm. You ever smell
some good lumber?
Yeah, you ever smell elm from Canada? The deep reaches. It's fucking solid.
It's got moose piss all over it.
Make you dream.
Bret Hart's like, yeah, fuck yeah, I know what that's all about.
Oh yeah.
Now it's time for the movie review.
All right, we got here by following the Lynn Shay branch.
Very fucking strong branch, and I'll fight anyone who says it's not.
She played Mrs. Bruce in Detroit Rock City. She plays a very young-looking teacher in this movie. You said it. You said last week, has Lynn Shay ever looked, apart from Critters, she ever not looked the age she is now? This, she looks young and fresh.
Even though she still looks like she's meant to be grandmother.
A lot of nepotism, too, that got her this role.
Hey, really?
Yeah, her brother is the producer.
Hey.
Robert Shay is the producer.
I suppose this is how you become a scream queen?
Yes. The storyline. Teenager Nancy Thompson must uncover the truth concealed by her parents after she and her friends become targets of the spirit of a serial killer with a bladed glove in their dreams, in which if they die, it kills them in real life.
Holy moly. What a storyline.
Yeah, it's very in-depth. When did you first watch?
This is rough. I think I may have hired this from Blockbuster. And the only reason I think that is because I remember the tape. The tape cover they had there was always just, it ripped. You know, you had some of those ones that were shit and like the plastic was ripped off it.
Yeah.
But that was just the front cover. So you grab the Blockbuster tape from behind it, and like walk out. And I think that's where it was. Or it's just I saw that cover so many fucking times, that Freddy Krueger.
Yep.
Where is it? Where his face is like half not his.
And the blades are
coming out.
Superimposed over her.
Yeah, so I think that's when I first saw it,
For me, as mentioned last week, when we skinned the smoke wagon, this was a friend's sleepover party in the 80s. This was horrible.
Not nightmare sauce.
But I also remember I was mesmerised by the video covers of all the Elm Street movies in the 80s in the video shop as a kid.
Yep.
Like, as a kid, you probably know it too. You go into the video shop, somehow you end up in the horror section just looking at the covers and wondering, oh my God, what the fuck happens in that movie?
Yeah.
Like, and the one that I remember the most is actually the cover for Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Yeah. Or maybe that's the one.
The guy holding the girl, and he looks in the mirror, and in the mirror he's got Freddy's claws on.
That's the one I'm thinking of. That's the
2.
broken one. And the other one is a movie we've already viewed, Critters. I walk past Critters, that little fucking ball.
Yep.
Every time, like, that sticks in my mind more than almost anything.
The other ones that stuck out for me was Hellraiser, because Pinhead just looked fucking maniacal on the covers of those movies.
Fuck, I miss Blockbuster.
Yeah, I know.
What I do to just go back.
I know.
Just one more time and walk through.
Back in time.
Just the smell. And you know how they had like that table at the front that had all the popcorn in it, the different types of popcorn. Oh my God.
Yep.
Oh, nostalgia's hit. No.
So it wasn't Blockbuster for me as a kid. Obviously Blockbuster came along after I was a kid. So for me it was Davis Video World in Williamstown.
Oh, you got that like Kevin Smith like indie shit. Yeah.
It was just a hole in the wall video shop. It was the only one in Willie at the time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's good.
IMDb 7.4. Rotten Tomatoes. It's tough, isn't it? Rotten Tomatoes, 95% critics, and I'm assuming that most of these reviews are from the 80s.
Yes, you'd think so.
Audience, 84%. On a budget of 1.8 mil.
That's well done.
This is kudos.
Yeah,
It made 25 mil at the box office.
that's big.
But it's not just the box office. It's everything that's come after for this franchise, you know. Home video sales would have been through the roof for this movie.
Yeah, I think I said it in my our topics episode about the hidden gems.
Yep.
Movies like they had like a $35 million budget but only made $4 million, and some of them you're like, yeah, they're never getting hit again. I think it was Pool Hall Junkies, but if you look at the other one, like Blood In Blood Out, you're like, that made its money back.
Yep.
In just DVD sales, viewings on streaming and shit. And this is pop culture 101.
Oh, Freddy is a pop culture icon.
He's Halloween, Halloween go-tos.
Yep.
Freddy.
Yep.
I'll just go Freddy. Like, I'm going to go as Freddy with a glove, but it's so fucking huge.
40th at the box office for that year. Top 3 were Beverly Hills Cop, Ghostbusters, and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Some big uns.
Released on the 9th of November 1984. This is our second movie for 1984. Can you name the other one?
Ghostbusters.
There you go.
Yes! Fucking, I'm up it.
Finally.
Oh, it's a big day.
It is a big day.
It's a big day. Oh, I did get end of days on the other one.
Yeah, you did too. But this one, you got the whole list.
I did. I nailed the whole list.
Yeah. Runtime of an hour and 31 minutes, which is perfect for this kind of movie.
Thank God.
Produced by New Line Cinema, coincidentally the same as last week's movie, Detroit Rock City. It was nominated for a bunch of Saturn Awards, nothing major. Didn't win any either. Directed by horror icon Wes Craven, who also wrote the story for this movie. He's obviously done The Last House on the Left, The Hills Have Eyes, Wes Craven's New Nightmare, Red Eye, and Screams 1 to 4.
Bloody hell.
The cast: Heather Langenkamp, 20, Johnny Depp, 21, Robert Englund, 37, John Saxon, 48, Lynn Shay, 41.
Shay, 41.
Yep.
So she has been old forever.
She has been old forever. Just some facts about this. So obviously this kicked off a major horror franchise, but it also saved New Line Cinema back in the day. So much so that it was referred to as the house that Freddy built.
Hey, I've heard that.
Yep.
I have heard that.
They rushed a sequel into production without Wes Craven to try and capitalise on his success. The next year, the second one was out.
Yep.
He cracked the shits and didn't return until the 7th installment, which was Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which was literally a piss take on the
everything
to come before. Yeah. Also has an absolutely shithouse remake, which is more or less a shot-for-shot affair, released in 2010. The only real change with that is that in the original script, Freddy was a child molester. However, the decision was made to change him to being a child murderer.
Yeah.
To avoid accusations of exploiting a series of child molestations in California around the time of the production in 84.
That makes no sense. Has there ever been just a person who kills children?
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
He was rewritten as a child molester in the 2010 remake. Like I said, it kicked off a franchise. And surprisingly, for a horror franchise, they've got pretty decent IMDb scores, these movies. So, number 3, which was Dream Warriors, 6 at a 6.6. New Nightmare sits at a 6.4. Freddy vs. Jason, 5.7. The Dream Master, 5.6. Freddy's Revenge, which is the second one, 5.4. The Dream Child is at a 5. And the only movie in the whole franchise that sits below a 5 is Freddy's Dead, which sits at a 4.7. Gives the whole franchise an average of 5.85 across 8 movies, which is pretty solid for a horror franchise.
I think we've always said in our ratings that a horror movie that is above a 5 is basically
7.
5 is 7 if you're a horror film.
Yep.
If you get into the 7s, you're fucking 10, basically. Yeah.
Absolutely. Right, Skinning the Smoke Wagon last week. We were pretty high on nostalgia a little bit with this. You said a 4.
We were high.
I said a 3.2.
We were high.
On the back of that, can I have your thoughts on score out of 5, please?
I feel really bad about this one. Let me put it this way. I have 2 ways of reviewing this. One is my IMDb score, which is where I love the originality of it, the childhood scares, and all-round pop culture craze, and one of the big 4 slashes, Halloween and
Friday the 13th.
Texas Chainsaw.
Yep.
And on my IMDb, it gets an 8 out of 10. So that's a great score. Unfortunately, this is a critical review. This does not hold up in any category.
No.
It is not scary. It is not. It's not creepy. The special effects are definitely not special anymore.
No.
The acting, my God, there may not be a worse performance put to film than that of our final girl, Nancy. I have not seen anything like it. The score is grating on the ears and takes away from the fear. Like, I'm not scared of synth pop.
No.
Freddy still looks fantastic, though, unless he's on fire. Then it looks like Freddy needs to lay off the burgers and shakes. Storyline doesn't change either. Still original and still love it. But that is where it stops. It is a 1.9.
1.9.
Has dropped heavily.
Has a what?
And it hurts. It hurts. What about you, mate? What's on your mind?
Right. So, well, I thought, I've written here, get ready for some controversy. But after hearing that, it's not controversial at all.
It isn't. It isn't. You can't.
Before I start, I acknowledge the impact that this movie had on release. I acknowledge its legacy, and I acknowledge what it did for horror cinema in the 80s, and I accept Freddy's place in the pantheon of the great horror villains. I also acknowledge that Craven did this on a shoestring budget, and for that, some of the effects work may be forgiven. But this is not a good movie.
It's not.
The score at times was painful to listen to. 95% of the acting is god-awful. The editing sucked, and most of the cinematography was shithouse. The only reason that this is not worse than Batman Forever or Critters is my nostalgia for this movie and the franchise as a whole. I gave this a 2.
Oh, so close.
So that gives it a 1.95, and we've rated it exactly the same as the Three Musketeers. So it sits just below Never Been Kissed and just above Scooby-Doo.
The funny thing is, like, they're both nostalgia trips for us, eh?
Three Musketeers.
Three Musketeers.
Oh, heavily, yes.
Like, nostalgia saved it. Like, if I watched this, like I watched The Crow, fucking 0.
Yeah.
Only I love the storyline. Like, it is such a good story.
I'll give you 2 things. Yeah. Freddy looks great. Storyline is good. I really enjoyed the storyline is original and
it still work today in a refreshed horror.
Exactly right.
Yep.
But these are the problems I have with it, and I'm going to jump in right fucking now. So I watched the trailer before I watched the movie, and I'm like, for this kind of movie, why would you show Freddy so much in the trailer? There's no mystery about this. If you watch the like, if you're Joe Blow at home listening to this, if you haven't seen A Nightmare on Elm Street and you plan on watching it as part of your podcast listen, do not watch the trailer.
Yeah,
because it will spoil the whole. And this is in the 80s. It'll spoil the whole fucking movie for you.
Yeah, it's something that I think
Freddy should have been kept secret. Yeah. There was no mystery about him.
Ridley got it right with Aliens.
Aliens, yeah.
My mum still tells me, she's like, I think it was my mum, might have been my dad. He's just like, I remember the trailer and everything coming out for that, and like what, and the trailer was just like in space. No one can hear you scream. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, hang on, what's happening here? And then it's just like, it's a horror film. And you'd go to that movie and they kept that fucking alien.
Well, this movie was like, hey, we want to make you scream during the trailer.
It's funny because you actually watch the film and they keep him hidden pretty well.
Yeah, cut shots, shadows.
Like you barely see him.
Until he starts stalking Tina in that first proper dream,
yep.
You don't really get a good glimpse of him.
Yep.
And he looks probably, this is the best he looks, because after this, it's like they put a latex mask on him or something.
Yeah, like his burns in this look like burns.
Yes.
Like he's got like juice and everything coming out.
And in the other movies, it looks like he's wearing a Freddy Krueger mask.
Yeah, it looks like not even real burns. Like he's just healed burns.
Yes.
Like,
I'm hesitant to ask. Do you have a best on ground?
I mean, I had to give it to someone, and that was just Robert Englund as Freddy. I have to give it to him. He's a legend. He's literally getting off reputation. I can't. There's nobody else. Like, definitely nobody else. Like, it's almost a nobody. But Robert Englund, you know what? You fucking nailed Freddy the first time, and I'll give it to you. Jesus, it was a tight call. It was a tight call. Who you got?
Well, I disagree. I think you can give it to no one, because I have given it to no one. There is not one person in this movie that deserves to be given the title of best on ground.
Are you sure that's the first one you want to give a no to? I don't think you've never given a no.
I've never given a no for best on ground. The only possible choice for me was John Saxon as Lieutenant Thompson.
Yeah.
is the only one whose performance I actually believed
Yeah.
until the end, when his ex-wife got killed in front of him. He's like, okay, I'll just go downstairs.
It's true.
I can imagine he went downstairs, went to the fridge, grabbed a beer, and sat on the
Oh,
couch.
the way it's just like, Jesus, it looks like you were right, Nancy.
Yeah. Well, anyway, on to the
Hey,
next.
life goes on.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it does.
Not for her.
How about that glowing mist?
Yeah. What was that about? Huh? Daddy, go downstairs. Well, okay, I'm going.
Yep. Time to go talk to the therapist.
Do you have a worst on ground?
Oh, it could have been everybody, but Heather Langenkamp as Nancy. The worst fucking performance we've reviewed. 3 episodes?
Yep.
The worst fucking performance has ever been put to screen.
Yep.
It is so bad.
It is.
I don't know why she was picked in casting.
I'll tell you in trivia.
In trivia. All right. I can't wait
I won't
to
tell you
hear it.
why, but I'll tell you some stuff.
It is. It's almost like she was getting fed her lines as she's speaking.
I could almost reckon that's true.
It's so bad. Who you got? Who you got?
Well, I disagree again.
Oh my God. Who?
I
Who's worse?
Well,
Oh, you're going to go, okay.
if no one was best on ground, it stands to reason that everyone was worst on ground.
That's true. That's
Like,
true.
there is a reason that Johnny Depp was the only one to have a career out of this, and that's because he's good looking. In fact, one of the only reasons he was even cast in this movie is because Wes Craven's daughter thought he was hot.
Gee whiz. Where's she at these days?
No one else from this movie has gone on to have anything of a significant career. Even Wes Craven did fuck all until Scream came along.
That's true. Hey, fuck. Did not think of that.
I know he's revered, and rightfully so because of this movie and what it did in the 80s and Freddie and whatnot, but this is people listening to this might think, well, you guys haven't rated it lower than fucking Critters or Batman Forever.
It's nostalgia.
It's 100% nostalgia for this movie,
Yep.
and nothing else. And we shouldn't use nostalgia as a scoring tool, but
You can't remove it from our hearts.
I would feel absolutely devastated if I rated this lower than Critters and
Yeah.
Batman Forever.
You can't.
The simple fact is,
Yeah.
looking back at this movie now, the performances are all shit.
Horrible.
Did you have a play on the day?
I did. Glenn being water fountained. I thought that was fantastic. The way the blood is shooting up, and I hope you've got some trivia on how they did it.
Well, I can tell you it's not shooting up.
It's shooting down,
Shooting down.
it's dropping. But, man, it looks so good, the way it just sticks to the wall. I'm like, that looks like it's just shooting up, not dropping. Like, that is so...
Yep.
I thought that was a fantastic effect and one that still holds up. So... Well done to you, Wes Craven.
well done.
You know what? I changed my best on ground to the effects department.
You know what? I'll say it right now. The budget was 1.8 mil. Guess what the effects budget was out of that?
$100.
$57,000.
I reckon they spent that on all the pig's blood.
Yeah.
It was pig's blood?
I've got it in.
Yeah. Wait till we get to it.
It's for me, play of the day. It's only small, but it's probably the most foreboding shot of Freddy in the whole movie.
Yeah.
And that's right at the end where he's rising up out of the bed under the sheet.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the only really, truly sort of foreboding shot I could think of.
Yeah. Didn't like him out of the wall?
You can tell it's a fucking spandex wall. I mean, in my mind, when I was a kid, that looked fucking terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because in my mind as a kid, it looked like a ghostly sort of... Looking at it now, I'm like, okay, it's a rubber wall.
Hey, but she puts the cross on it, man.
Yeah,
no chance of spandex.
Never underestimate a crucifix. Would you watch it again?
No, unless we're doing some sort of Elm Street fucking marathon. I can't imagine I pick to watch this ever again.
Yeah,
which
true.
is fucking sad because it
I know.
is a horror icon.
I think the only way I would watch this again is if someone, let's say Zach, comes up to me in a couple of years and says,
Hey, what's a Freddy?
hey, can we watch that movie from 1984? I'll be like, what, Ghostbusters? Like,
Imagine he's like, I want to watch a horror movie. There's something about Freddy, and you watch Freddy Krueger, and you watch Nightmare on Elm Street. He's like, nah, it's like Five Nights at Freddy's.
He's already seen that anyway.
Oh, that was shit too.
Should the listeners watch it? I think this is going to sound fucking weird given everything we've just said.
Absolutely they should.
I think they should.
Yeah.
I think you should see this movie at least once.
Any movie we will review, you should watch.
Yeah, that's fair.
Simple.
Where did you watch?
I watched this on Binge.
Yep.
Was it? Yep, Binge.
I watched it on Binge. You can rent it on Apple TV or Amazon Prime. The Blu-ray is $23 from Amazon.
No.
No. Johnson Trivia.
I do. A lot of it too.
Let's do some movie trivia.
Body count, body count.
Ooh, what do we got?
4.
4.
Yep. Although, given the ending of the movie, is it 4? So the 4 are Tina, Rod, Glenn, Freddy Krueger.
Is Nancy in number 2?
Langenkamp doesn't return until like number 5.
So you got to assume she's still alive,
Yeah.
and the others died in the film. So
But they're alive at the end of the movie though. Or was that a dream?
I think that's a dream sequence, isn't it?
Fucking,
Fucking-
anyway. Over 500 gallons of fake pig's blood were used during filming.
I wanted 600.
Oh, sorry.
I guarantee that's all
Glenn.
water fountain Glenn as
Yes,
well.
it's
Yeah,
pretty much, yeah.
Yep.
Because you got to think, and I didn't say it at the time, they reused the Tina room
Yeah.
for Glenn's death scene because it was upside down and whatnot, and everything was stuck to the ceiling or the walls or whatever. But yeah, they literally, you got to think they would reuse a lot of the blood too. For
Yeah,
other scenes.
absolutely.
Because you got to
Save
think
it.
there was all the blood that was used for the Tina getting dragged through the school scene as well.
Yep. Fair bit of blood. Yeah, true.
Wes Craven first came up with the basic idea for the movie from a series of articles in the LA Times, written over a 3-year period about a group of Southeast Asian refugees from the Hmong tribe, several of whom died in the throes of horrific nightmares. The group had come to the US to escape the murderous reign of Pol Pot. Within a year of arriving, 3 men had died, all in similar situations. The young, otherwise healthy man would have a nightmare, then refuse to sleep for as long as they could. When they finally fell asleep from exhaustion, they woke screaming, then died.
Wow.
Autopsy results revealed that they had not died from any heart failure, but had simply died. It was this inability to find a cause of death that intrigued Craven so much. Medical authorities have since called the phenomenon Asian death syndrome.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Cool story.
Some casting.
Hey, cool story. Yeah.
Good story, yeah. Some casting. Roy Scheider was considered for the role of Lieutenant Thompson, but turned it down because he was busy shooting 2010, the year we made contact. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, if Roy Scheider was in this movie, he would have automatically got Best on Ground.
Absolutely. Agreed.
Charlie Sheen, John Cusack, Brad Pitt, Kiefer Sutherland, Nicolas Cage, and C. Thomas Howell were considered for the role of Glenn.
That is an 80s onslaught,
Isn't it?
Isn't it?
That's like a greatest hits.
Yeah. And that's a Rushmore.
Heather Langenkamp beat over 200 actresses for the role of Nancy Thompson.
No.
Among them, Jennifer Grey, Demi Moore, Courtney Cox, Tracy Gold, and Claudia Wells.
She must have given the director, Wes Craven, a blowjob.
So, yeah, I don't.
There can't be any reason she got it over any of those
You
actresses.
can't tell me that. And there was 195 others.
That's cooked. Like, she shows nothing, like no ability.
No. And these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actresses we know can act.
Absolutely. And even at that time, it's not like early on they were no good. Like Demi Moore, the fucking banger actress. Jennifer Grey in, what's it called? I don't think it was. That was a bit later.
Red
wasn't
Dawn.
it? Yeah. Like, still banging. Like, Jesus.
Yep. But yeah, that's it.
Righto.
Johnson Branching.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it, mate.
And now it's time for us to branch out and decide what we'll watch next week.
So you've got the Suspicious 6.
Oh, all right. Not the scintillating 6?
I don't know. You tell me when I'm told. These are your 6.
Yep.
Johnny Depp.
Yep.
Platoon.
Oh, my Lord. Yep.
Johnny Depp. Pirates of the Caribbean. DOS.
Hey.
Charles Fleischer. Back to the Future. DOS.
Oi.
Joseph Whip. Scream. Joe Unger. The Bodyguard.
Oi, Jesus Christ.
David Andrews. World War Z.
Damn. That is fucking huge, man. So we got Platoon.
Yep.
Pirates 2.
Yep.
Back to the Future 2.
Yep.
Scream.
Yep.
Bodyguard.
Yep.
And World War Z.
Correct.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to go with it because my heart wants it. It's
Yeah.
Bodyguard.
Bodyguard. I knew you were going
Yeah,
there.
the Bodyguard.
Let's say it's Pete Kevin Costner.
It's Costner. Damn. I have not expected that at all.
There you
I
go.
fucking love The Bodyguard.
So do I.
Oh, wow. What a great... That's probably one of the hardest selections you've ever given me.
Yep.
Like, that is full-blown... World War Z was something new, but Platoon, fucking Back to the Future 2...
All right, on the back of that then.
Go ahead, skin it. Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Oh, this is a 5.
No, can't sing that.
It's a 5 for me.
5. Wow.
I watch this movie at least once a year.
Okay.
I fucking love...
don't.
There is no performance in this that sucks. There's no effects that I can remember that suck. The storyline is so good. Like, you get so hooked in it. Like, it's a rom action
Yeah.
as
it
opposed
is.
to a rom-com.
Yeah.
And so the action is pretty outstanding, and the romance, you fucking feel it.
Yeah.
I'm going to 5. This may be, yeah. I'm going for it.
All right.
What about you, mate? What do you got?
Well, the nostalgia is high on this because I saw this when it came out originally, and I don't watch it once a year like you, but back in the day, I watched it. I probably did watch it once a year.
Yeah.
Back when I probably taped it off the TV, and then rewatched. So I'm going to say I always enjoyed the music. I was never a Whitney Houston fan by any stretch, but I really enjoyed the songs in this movie.
It's not just the main song. It's like the little ones in it, yeah?
Yep.
Like,
The little bits, because she's a recording artist in the movie, and
they picked all banger out, like, songs for her to sing, yeah. Yep.
I'm going to say 4.2.
That's pretty high.
It is pretty high, but I fucking love Kevin Costner.
I think we already know. Oh, you know what? There's a good chance she takes best on Whitney. Like, she could steal
She could,
it.
yeah, she could do. She could do. I think it's a 2-horse race.
For an absolute, like a singer, I still, just off the top of my head, I try to think of a singer who's done, maybe Lady Gaga.
Yeah, okay. She was good in
She's
Star Is
amazing
Born.
in Star Is Born, but fuck, like, this is early days, so you got to think, like, not many people have done what she did. Like, Ice Cube and all that would have been past this, I think. What was this, 91?
This was early 90s.
Yeah, and I think mid-90s is Friday.
Yeah.
So you got to...
you
Boys
had
in the Hood.
Chris Christopherson was an early example of a singer. Well, Elvis is obviously the ultimate, but Chris Christopherson did dabble a lot in movies.
Yeah, still does.
But she was a massive name in music at the time.
Yeah.
And then dropped this. And did, like you said, did pretty much the whole soundtrack.
You can have some good trivia to this as well.
Yeah, there will be. Yeah.
Yep. Fuck, good choice, Mop. Well done.
No
Good
worries.
branching.
Good. It's always good when it works out for everyone.
Anyway, Jonathan Kington Keys, can you please... Whoa!
Can you please start before acceptances?
What's with the hostility, bro?
He just wants to get out of here.
Fuck, I guess we've gone a bit long
Maybe
on this
we
one, have we?
Maybe we have a little bit.
Yeah, running over
That's
time.
okay, yeah.
Even though you fucking stay here all night.
It's weird because we don't actually have any time
No,
limits. So.
we don't.
Thanks everyone for listening. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Check out our topic episodes, the last of which was our Hidden Gems episode.
Yes.
Leave us a rating, 5 stars would be lovely. Leave us a review. We like reading what you think about us.
We certainly do.
If you know someone who might like to listen to us and share an episode with them, you can drop us a line by email to movietreepod@gmail.com. It's been a while since we've had someone write in and say, hey guys, can you please review this, and this?
Has been. Maybe because we don't pick their
Probably
films.
because we don't pick your films.
We're working on
We
that.
are trying to. Every week I look. Check us out on socials on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. You got anything else?
Not a thing, mate. Not a thing.
Come and climb the movie tree with us again next week when we review The Bodyguard.
Oh, yeah. Adios, Dream Warriors.